the advertising posters in sense. This exhibition is all about recycling and using recycled material. Why is that? Where we feel we live in a system, well, we all know that we live in a system of overproduction, overconsumption, and waste generation. All of us, we generate too much waste, too many disposable objects. So it's disposable plastic, disposable clothes, packaging. Packaging in particular is becoming a serious problem since we started buying much more online. So we all end up with like piles and piles of cardboard, the plastic, and packaging at home that we need to dispose of. So we check them. The question here is that do we actually need to produce things that we're going to end up throwing anyway? In Turkey, it's a particular issue, and we know that the municipalities are really trying to work on it and to work on waste management, on recycling. For now, there are some industries that are very important for the economy of the country, and it's particularly plastic and textile, of course. But in parallel, the waste management systems in municipalities, so for household waste, which is the waste that we all generate at home, it ends up in landfills for most of it. So that means, we dig a hole in the ground, we fill it with rubbish, and we close the hole. So it's accumulating. So recycling and developing a recycling industry, which really has a potential in Turkey, is one answer. It's the answer we know today. It's also the answer that our system is coming up with, because it is part of the system. When you develop a recycling industry, it can encourage you to continue to waste, because in any case the waste is going to be recycled. So you generate a new industry that is using transportation, using a lot of energy. So the system continues to be sustained. What we're trying to ask in this exhibition, and what the artists that are displayed here are asking, is whether we could do it in another way. Instead of continuing to produce and generate waste, and even if we recycle that waste, we continue producing something, could we not recycle in the original sense of the term, which is reusing some of the objects we have and reinventing them? So what the artists here are doing, they are reinventing something with some of the material they have found, or some of the discarded pieces they have used for something else. We're very happy to have gathered a selection of Turkish and international artists. So there are 4 Turkish artists exhibited here. 2 are present in the room, it's Sergi and Sibel, so they will introduce themselves to you later. So we're very happy to have you here, along your artist colleagues from Adli and Zeynep. Sorry, I'm forgetting Zeynep, who's here as well. So we have 3 of the 4 Turkish artists present in the room. So we are very delighted to have you here. We also have other international artists. This is an artist from Ethiopia, an Australian South African artist from Senegal. There's a Canadian Chinese artist from Canada, and an Iranian artist. And of course we have Klaus Martens, who's our guest artist from Germany, and who will guide the performance tonight. I will talk about that later, but what I wanted to add is that all the artists present in this room, they have in common to work with recycled material as a protest against consumerism. And they want to show that we can reinvent objects and make something, in the case of art, beautiful or meaningful out of it, but it can also be something useful. I also want to give 2 words about the organization of this exhibition. It's also a kind of a circular economy exhibition. We try to use as much as possible what was there, no waste. So we have the support of the German embassy, who we'll talk later. But every piece of work here that comes from another country outside of Turkey was brought here at 0 cost. So we didn't commission the transporting company to bring the work. We didn't call up DHL or anything like that. We used the help of friends, the very kind help of friends who were going somewhere, for another purpose, and they came back and they brought the work. So here I would like to thank by name. She won't hear it, but I'd like to thank her anyway because she's not here. I'd like to thank Sherry Horner, a friend of mine who's Canadian and who currently works for the Canadian Embassy in Paris. So she brought all the textile pieces you see in the middle from Justin Min Young to Paris, and I collected them to Paris when I was visiting my daughter. Another piece from Ethiopia, another story by itself. It was brought from Addis Ababa to Istria by a Croatian curator who just happened to be in Addis Ababa when I was discussing with the artist. From Istria, she met Loriana, I don't think she's here yet, from the Italian embassy here, who happened to be in Trieste. So they met on the motorway somewhere between Trieste and Cherika's town in Istria. Cherika is the name of the curator. They changed the piece, and Loriana brought it back to Ankara. So the piece from Senegal, I happened to be in Dakar a month ago for a different purpose, and I came across a gallery that is also an Airbnb, where the artist who's present here, Loman, exhibited her work, and we started talking. I mentioned my exhibition, and she said, I think I would fit in quite well. And I said, yes, but how do we get your work over? So she said, take it in your luggage. And that's how the work came here to Ankara. So this is an example of being able to do something on a very low budget, but in a community spirit where every single person or friend brings something to it, and it becomes a joint effort. I'd like to thank also AJ from Adli, who's going to provide the catering after the performance. And of course my colleague Edna, with whom we organized the exhibition together. And like many projects, it started over a cup of coffee. And I was showing Edna a video of a performance that Lars organized in Italy 2 years ago. And Edna said, why don't we do that in Ankara? And then I think, yeah, why not? And the ball started rolling, and the project became this exhibition tonight. From there, we needed a little bit of support to secure the space, to bring the guest artists over. So I'd like to thank Uta. Where is Uta? She's there. For a great support in introducing me to the German embassy, to the German school, to a lot of other partners. I thank her also for moral support when I was getting stressed about organizing it all. So thank you, Uta. And finally, I want to thank, of course, the German embassy, Klaus, Alia, Marlies, who were very, very, very supportive of the project from the beginning, very open, they were enthusiastic, and they did their most so that it happens. But I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to give the floor to Klaus, who will take me.
Thank you, Dominique, for your insightful introduction.
I will get some water.
Yeah, sure. From the moment that now she's going to take a cup of water, but I wanted to thank her also, and from the moment that she and Uta shared the concept with us, we were truly affected by the idea, and we are glad to have been able to contribute to bringing it to life. Also, I would like to emphasize the strong support of the German and the French schools and all the students that are here today. Some will perform today, some translated the material, some prepared the labels, and from what I've heard, some even helped to mount the exhibition during the weekend. So thank you really a lot. Without your help, today's event would not have been possible. This event is more than just an exhibition of art. It is an invitation to rethink our attitudes and actions regarding the environment and the way we handle our resources. The German artist Klaus Mertens, who was just here, whose work we are celebrating today with great pieces of an impressive group of other artists, is addressing this very issue. This art challenges us to think about waste differently, using recycled materials like bones, wood, plastic and other discarded objects to create something new and something meaningful. One of the highlights of today's event, you just mentioned it, is the fashion show where these artworks will be presented not by professionals, but by students, young people who will be most affected by environmental challenges we face. This is a powerful reminder that the future of the next generation is directly shaped by the decisions we make today. Our choices regarding sustainability in waste production will determine the health of our planet and the quality of life for those who come after us. We are not only grateful to Klaus Mertens for his involvement in these exhibitions, but we would also like to thank all the participating artists whose works we can admire today. Their artistic works offer a thought-provoking perspective on sustainability and the potential for a transformation in our relationship with waste. Also, I would like to thank the Chankaya municipality for providing this great location and thus making this project possible. Last but not least, I would like to express our gratitude to both Dominique and Uta, without whose tireless dedication and creativity, this exhibition would not have been possible. I would like to encourage you to take time to explore the artworks and reflect on the message they convey. We can all play a part in shaping a more sustainable future. And now it's my pleasure to pass the floor back to you, and in order to finally open the show.
Thank you, Paul.